June 13th, 2000. We're up with Don and Joyce Connors at Hart's location in the White Mountains. Just behind me is the Mount Washington. It's beautiful. It's about 50 degrees or 55, and we've been here overnight. And if you look up there, you can see Don and Joyce's A-frame, which they started building, I believe, in about 1974-75. And we were here last in, I believe, about 1976 or 78. We'll go up and see Don and Joyce in a few minutes, and we'll hear the story of this beautiful location. Here's Bigfoot and the truck, and it got down to probably a little bit less than 50 degrees last night, and it was a good chance for Mary and I to try out our heating system. And we turned it on this morning, and in a few moments it got pretty warm in the cabin. We turned on the hot water and we had a shower. Here we are again, just at the top of the path, and this beautiful A-frame in the mountains. And Don and Joyce built it themselves with the help of a lot of friends over the years. And I think we were up here even and helped them, did a little bit of roofing in the 70s. When Don and all of us came up to the path yesterday afternoon, we noticed this nice pretty bouquet of impatiens planted, and Don thinks his sister did this a few weeks ago. It was a great greeting. Look who we found. This is Don. And what was he doing?
Washing my teeth.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is Don, and we'll see Joyce in a moment. And then Don's going to give us a little story of this place.
Okay.
Well, we're inside. Go ahead, Mary and Joyce. Now we got to say something.
Oh, we can take this to the chipmunks when
Yeah.
we go for our walk.
Right. Yeah. Heat is by wood.
Huh?
Yeah, heat is by wood. What kind of wood, Don?
Beech mostly, and some
Oh,
oak.
I know.
Oak. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. How
And
long?
electrical heat on the real cold days.
Electrical heat. Great.
It wasn't like this too. Had a flood.
I will. Just first, it didn't show up this spring. I'll bring a sample
Yeah.
up.
There goes Mary. Hey. Yeah. Okay. Can you say something?
It's gorgeous out here. There's chipmunks all over the place and warblers, and you can hear them.
Peepers.
If you look carefully, you can see where we're parked down at the end of the path. I'll zoom in. Oop, zoom wrong way. And you can see here. There's the truck. Okay, and the camper is there. And Mary's down there doing something. Don's putting out some granola for the birds. Then we're going to go for a hike.
A walk.
A walk, right. His sister lives just over Donald Point to where they're at, and you can hardly see it, but it's an A-frame. But they took some of the trees down recently, so not as pretty, but it's still nice. And then he also has some new neighbor that might be coming, but they've been up here for over 25 years, Don and Joyce. It's wonderful. This is Don's sister's place. Don, say something about your sister and how long they've been here.
They've been here, they started building, they bought land, started building the same time we did. They moved a little bit faster. They have a flush toilet that goes year round. We don't have it go year round. My brother-in-law got a new chainsaw recently, and like any young boy of 72, he had to play with his new toy, and he practically made this thing look like a crater. He cut down all the trees.
In developing countries, we call this deforestation.
It's an ecological disaster, but they're wonderful people.
Okay, great. Now this is this is another neighbor of Joyce and Don's, Joyce, who lives here?
Vera and Earl Haskell, and they built probably
10 years ago.
10 years ago. They're great neighbors. I think it was Vera that actually put the impatiens in. I would take a guess, because she left some herbs at our house. And we've had a lot of fun with them. Vera and Earl have taught us a lot about the area.
Great. Okay. Well, we're going to head now to the town store, which is just down the street.
Gosh.
Here we are at Hart's Location Store. We're just going across the street to the Hart's Location Store. And we used to visit the store a long time ago. And we're going to meet the owners. Don's found some water here at the campsite.
Just like at the A-frame,
Just like at the A-frame.
but this works.
Close to whatever they can get a hold of.
Yeah, we're just coming up here to, what is the name of this lake or
Beaver
pond?
Dam.
A beaver dam,
Beaver Dam. Isn't that beautiful?
yeah, you can see some of the pointed sticks that the beaver.
Yeah. It's beautiful here.
The pointed sticks?
Yeah, like
Well,
beaver
there's,
when they.
there looks like there's a dam over there.
Okay.
Oh, maybe that might be the hut. And there's dam, dam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a
Now the
regular dam going on, isn't it? It's a working.
Is that the dam over there, Don?
Yeah, and
Oh
look
yeah,
over
you
here
can see
too.
it crossing.
Look over here. It's all.
Sometimes
Yeah.
you can see where they've cut the trees with their teeth.
Oh yeah, there was a dam near where you're parked.
Yeah.
Over further, the beavers had blocked up the culvert, and they were building
Oh.
a beaver dam.
There's the dam.
And we got a lot of trees that were cut like that, and then
A
everybody.
lot of activity there. What kind of old black flies too?
Does this stream have a name?
It's just a little offshoot from the Saco River.
Saco River. Is it nice?
Boy, that beaver dam. He must not have liked that tree falling in his pond. Look how high they are. That tree must have been lower at one point.
The little ends where
They've been chomped off
He's chomped them off.
for his dam.
Right on these limbs, right?
Yeah, there's one there and there's one further back.
Yeah. Those have been cut off by the beaver.
Yeah.
You can tell because that's the way they do it with the
Yeah,
edges
yeah.
around it.
I wonder if they know. They must know how to predict where it's going to land.
The black flies are around us. If you see black flies or strange things across this lens, that's a black fly.
There's a movie, and he was a northern soldier during the Civil War.
Mushrooms growing on a stump.
He was wounded.
If you look closely, you can see a chipmunk eating on this stump. I think he's right there. There he is. He's not going to move. What's the name of this river?
This is the Saco, the main part of it.
Where's its headwaters? Up in the mountains?
Waters is right up near the Mount Washington Hotel, and it empties into the Atlantic Ocean down near Saco, Maine.
When we were building the place, we camped on the river down. a
You
little
camped
bit
down
further.
here?
Not this campground, but a little bit further down with the kids. We went on a camping trip a couple of years ago. It was fun. I hadn't done it for years. I really enjoyed it.
We have all the stuff, like in miniature. We have a
Yeah.
two-man tent and air mattresses.
So you just took off yourself?
Yeah, we went to, when we were going to Prince Edward Island.
We spent
We
2 days.
spent 2 days in Arcadia.
Oh.
And then we motelled it. I'll camp a couple of nights and then I like a motel, you know. The dirt's like pink, red hot. And the farms, all the curves and the arches, and it was lovely. We had a good time. We went to one little park and they were making a movie. And, it was a lovely trip, but the driving was long.
We better move on. I just lost one.
They found us.
Come on, you're gonna skittle out.
This is Frankenstein Cliff. Don, say something about it.
Frankenstein was a German botanist that came over here in the 18th century, and the area got named after him. At Arethusa Falls, which comes off those cliffs, there's a big rock face in the middle of the falls that looks like the caricature of Frankenstein, the book written by, I believe, Shelley. So there's some confusion as to what it's really named for.
It looks like there's a pile of rocks up there on the left. The embankment is really...
You know, that might be the embankment riprap that they put in to
Oh,
keep the
I
river
see.
from,
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah, they,
We found this old
Oh, yeah.
stump. Mary, watch out. Okay, there's Don. I'm going to zoom in on you, Don.
Go over there.
Perfect.
Get a better...
I can see you. Say something, Don.
It's not me, it's a rock.
Okay. The colors here are beautiful. Here's a small maple leaves growing on near a stump. Here's a campsite we just came upon.
They're good.
Well, say something more. How many campsites?
85.
And how many hookups and all that kind of stuff?
Well, we have electrical hookups for RVs for about 20 or so. But
Uh-huh.
we're mostly for primitive and wilderness type kids.
How many, well, let's see. I can't think of anything else to say. Anyway, we just took a great walk through the place. You did a wonderful job.
Oh, thank you. Well,
Great.
A bit different.
Right.
They're going all over the country in their RV camper.
Yeah.
the Bigfoot?
A Bigfoot?
It's a truck camper. We'll be show you a little bit later.
Oh, I hope you get one.
No, we have it here.
Oh, I hope to say my next home's going to be on wheels.
Okay.
Oh, this thing is
Is
neat.
Maggie going with you?
She hasn't said that yet.
Okay, we've taken a lot of your time. We'll see you.
Just heading down to the errands.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I got to get duck food.
Okay, we'll see you later.
Ducks are showing up.
5 years ago.
Really?
But you weren't the owner then. No, no.
I wasn't doing much then.
See, they don't have the beech nuts yet. They're probably really scavenging this time of year.
Well, did you have a good use for the Bigfoot?
Oh yeah.
Mary, how'd you use Bigfoot?
Oh, I did fine. Here.
We're feeding the chipmunks. Mary brought some acorns. Don took some granola. And we're going to see
Lynn's granola. We'll see how they like Lynn's granola.
somewhere right about
He'll come back.
there they are. Let's see what we can do about that.
There's a bag here now. It's got a wallet in it, right?
Oh, what, my bag?
Yeah.
Yeah. No. What I like, I have my packy thing, my leather thing for the winter, and it's a pack. You know, the kind that, and I like that because I just stick it on my back, but I switched my bags for the summer.
Okay, here we are at the Mount Washington Hotel. We had great lunch here yesterday, and then we took off to the A-frame, and Don and Joyce and Mary are standing there. Don's going to give a little brief history on the hotel and what's happened recently.
Okay, this is one of the last two grand hotels from the turn of the century left in New England. It was built in 1902, 1903, mostly by Italian immigrants. It was the site in 1944 of the World International Monetary Fund meeting, and then recently it's been bought by 5 local businessmen known locally as Swamp Yankees, and they've restored it, and they've opened it now for the first time in the winter in 100 years. It's an incredible building inside. There's even an old speakeasy there, and that's about all I can say right now.
Well, that's a great description. Here's another view of the hotel. We're down on the green, I guess you call it. We're just going to do a panoramic view. It's beautiful. Today it's about what? About 60, 65 degrees. Well, we'll be heading off soon, leaving for Rhode Island. It's about a 4-hour trip from here in New Hampshire at the Mount Washington Hotel to Portsmouth, Rhode Island. Everyone's taking pictures. Yeah, everyone's taking pictures. They're learning how to use a new camera. Well, it's a day after yesterday, and here we are in Cape Cod, Massachusetts, and we're visiting an old friend. Don Connors and I are visiting Mert Ingham, who lives in Cape Cod, in this wonderful little place here where the weather is about 65, 70 degrees, and we're reminiscing about our days as graduate students at Oregon State University in 1960s. Mert is a physical oceanography and retired from the NOAA, the fisheries department, in about 1972, and then moved up to New Hampshire, and then moved back here from, I guess, Rhode Island after that stay in New Hampshire, more or less where we were. We'll go over and talk with Mert and Don now.
Good part of the life, yeah. I have lots of ferns growing in my place up in Crawford Notch.
Hey, Mert and Don,
Don't
give us a few minutes about Oregon State University. Well, not so much about your graduate program, but something about the people and...
Oh, you mean a beaver born and a beaver bred, and when
Some-
I die I'll be a beaver dead?
something like that, yeah.
He's been practicing.
He's been
I'm
practicing.
not going to sing it, I'll tell you that.
Right.
Oh, I remember OSU for a lot of things, most of the people. And as an undergrad and as a grad.
Yeah.
I can remember going to OSU when the tuition was $55 a term. And I thought that was outrageous because I came from Southern Oregon College where the tuition was $37 a term.
When was this? About 1960s you were...
No, this was about 1948,
Oh,
49.
48, 49. From Southern Oregon College.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mert and Don and I shared the same professor, Peter Weil. Don, you have anything to say?
OSU is a good place to have been and to be from.
Well, what about some of the
Unfortunately, I've never been back.
yeah, what about some of the personalities? And I don't mean the teachers so much, but Mike Lars, Frank Hubbard, Kim Crocker.
Kim Crocker, free spirit.
Free spirit.
Still a free spirit.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Now, I think there's something different in the personality and makeup of a person that wants to be an oceanographer, and the department was loaded with them.
Yeah.
Eccentrics.
Right.
Hard to forget.
Mert, Mert, who do you remember?
Well, I remember Mike Lars
Oh, yeah.
as a wheeler dealer, and he used to raid the college fields at night to supplement his groceries.
Uh-huh.
And this is not going to get into publication.
No, this is ours. That means the three of us.
I remember George Crandall, who used to go over to the Alsea River and catch salmon and steelhead.
Yeah.
And his family always had fish on the table.
All right.
I remember Sue Ellen Laws when she came home and found out that Mike's batch of brew blew up in the bedroom and got everything messy.
Oh, yeah. And Kim Crocker, he had a few parties with some homebrew.
Watermelon wine.
Yeah, I remember it tastes like cheese. Yeah. Well, these were the good old days. Except for the three of us, no one will be interested in viewing this, so I'm going to shut it off. And we hope we can all be together here in about another year or so, and we'll We won't reminisce anymore. We'll talk about other things. Okay, this is goodbye from Cape Cod. The town, what is the town here we're in?
South Dennis.
South Dennis, and I couldn't remember the date, so someone's going to have to say.
Massachusetts.
No, the state is, I mean the date today. What is it, June? 14th of June. Temperature, what, about 70, 75?
Push just about 70.
And there's no black flies. Goodbye.
No black flies.
Well, today is a rather historic day. It's the 18th of June, year 2000, and Mary and I have arrived at the gravesite, the old church, where Mary's great-grandparents, the Barbs, are buried. And we've driven about 3,000 miles to come to this spot. It's very picturesque here in Illinois, in the area that's called Fountain Green. And just a few houses constitutes Fountain Green. And it's near the small town of Cottridge, which will also have a visit. Anyway, the old church is seen on top of the hill here, and it's been not functioning for decades, and we're going to go have a look. Mary's already found the gravestones of the Barbs, Jemima and Benjamin Barb, and she's really thrilled. It's a beautiful day here. It's a Sunday. It's actually Father's Day, and so we're going to get started here soon and have a look at what we found. It's an old country road. Here's another picture showing the cemetery, and I'll pan over here and I'll have a look, see if we can see the old country church, which there it is. You can see the old country church there. Well, if you look closely, you can see Mary. She's standing by the Benjamin and Jemima Barb tombstone. I'm trying to zoom in on her. I hope I can see her here. There she is, right there. And she's been cleaning it up. And there you can see Barb. This is an old country cemetery. Many of them here are in the early or mid 1800s. There's the Barb tombstone. And Mary's going to give her hand at doing some rubbing. This is the church. It's called the Majorville ME Church. I don't know what ME stands for unless it stands for Methodist. And there's no services here. It's basically abandoned. And we'll have a look inside a little bit later, see what we can see. This is another picture of the church. And you can see Majorville written there on the stone. Now Mary's doing a rubbing of the Barb tombstone, and I'm going to give her a hand in a moment. We'll have a look at what she's accomplished.
This side.
Go ahead and repeat that again, Mary.
Okay, I'll have to have you help me hold on to the paper.
What does the
because I'm
poem
rubbing
say?
of
Can
it.
you read the poem?
I cannot read it, but maybe if we rub it, we can read it.
Okay.
But there's a poem that was in the papers of my grandmother, Susan Elizabeth Barb,
Yeah.
that might have been the poem that's on this stone.
What are the dates, Mary, that they died? The Jemima is on that side.
Jemima E. Barb is born November 10th, 1827, died January 26th, 1899. And I believe that's the funeral that my mother and grandmother came to.
Okay, this is a better view. It says Jemima E. Barb, born November 10th, 1827, died January 26th, 1899. Okay, on the other side of the stone is James Barb, born May 9th, 1818, died August 2nd, 1994. And what are you rubbing on that side, Mary?
It's just a design. I'm
Okay.
just trying to figure out if it's the same design as the other ones. I don't think it is.
Uh-huh.
No, it isn't.
Okay, she's going to be doing some rubbing there.
So if you can help me rub it.
Yeah, this is where the poem is written, and we're going to try to do some rubbing in order to get it, because Mary can't get it exactly. Let me just see if I can zoom in. Maybe I can get it by zooming in.
I don't think so.
Well, let me try it.
Mother. M-O-T-H-E-R, mother.
It says mother and father. And then below
It says
there's
father and mother. Something that could be your will, mother. I don't know.
okay, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and rub it.
See the
Now Mary's
stone
found
I
another
found?
stone, and this is the daughter,
The daughter, Miranda.
Miranda.
But the
You see the dates?
I need to clear it more with a garden tool
Uh-huh.
in order to,
Did she die early?
I'd have to look in my
Books.
notes.
Here we see the back of the church in the cemetery. Okay, Mary wants some more charcoal, so I'm going to have to stop now. This whole area is very agricultural. It reminds me so much of Oregon. If we were out in the Willamette Valley, here you can have a look at this old barn, which just looks like something out of somewhere in Tangent, Oregon. There we can see it. Beautiful out here. All around here is corn. Everyone grows corn. I believe this is facing east of the church. On the north side is a farm. North side of the cemetery and the church is a farm. We can see it here. An old farmhouse. Could be that Mary's great-grandparents and some of their children played at this farmhouse. Mary's still working on the stone, and we think we have the verse written. We'll talk about it in a moment as Mary continues to clean it. This is made of granite.
Dear father and mother, something down.
Okay,
Something down.
okay,
D-O-W-N.
okay.
The L-O-R-D. The Lord
Has,
has
get your script. You wrote it down.
called. The Lord has called.
Read it.
Has called them home.
Home. You've got it.
As their wait a minute, what's the one by one? He took them one by one.
As
That's possible as their work on earth
is
done.
done.
Because of the reflections,
Well,
you can't see it as well.
we'll come back tomorrow morning.
Maybe you can
Now, it
bring
won't,
your camera over here in the shade and get it better.
no, what we'll do is
There, try it over here. And mother. Dear father and mother. I don't know this word. I think this is down. The Lord has called them home. He took them one by one as their work on earth was done. We're letting the Purex work tonight, and we'll come back tomorrow morning and wash it down again.
And this is the James Barb side, the father's side,
Great-grandfather.
great-grandfather. This stone, Mary? This is,
Miranda. It's Susan Elizabeth's sister.
this would have been your mother's aunt?
Yes. My mother's aunt. And my mother's other aunt is down in the front. We'll take a picture of it pretty soon, or the husband. I'm not sure. It's not very understandable until we go to the courthouse tomorrow whether she's buried there or not.
Well, Mary's found another, what was this, would be the children?
This is Marcia's great-grandfather.
But what is it?
Great-great-great-grandfather.
What is his relationship to you?
He's Jemima. He's James and Jemima Barb's son.
Okay.
And Rosa J. is a Beckwith.
And they were the
and
children of the people of
Those
your
are my
great-children,
children,
especially Benjamin.
and her daughter-in-law.
Okay, here's another part of the family.
Mary V. is James and Jemima's daughter. She married Eli
Munson.
Munson.
Is
And
that
this is their daughter, Grace E. And I don't know what the E stands for. We'll find out tomorrow in Carthage.
but was she named? Was your
And
mother
she-
named after her?
My
Possibly.
mother, Mary, named her daughter after Grace, after her sister Grace, which is my mother, Grace Irma.
Ah. No, it should be.
It should be Mary named her daughter after Susan Elizabeth's daughter.
But this
Or
Grace E.
Mary and Susan Elizabeth, my grandmother, Susan Elizabeth Barb Logie, were sisters. And Mary V. named her daughter Grace E. And so did Susan Elizabeth name her daughter Grace E. Now this Grace was born in 1894, and my Susan Elizabeth, my grandmother, was married in 1894.
But did your mother get the name Grace E
Yes.
from this person?
That's right, we think so.
Here's another Barb. Get a little closer, Mary, and we can zoom in on it. Which Barb is this?
This is William P., which is James and Jemima's son, that was born in 1863 and died in 1936. His son is also buried with him, John W. He was born in 1897 and died in 1918, before his father passed away.
Okay.
This is Jenny Barb Gustafson. She was born in 1867 and died in 1940. I'll have to trace her lineage.
Someone put something there recently. Are there still some barbs here? Someone placed those
The
flowers.
people next door are relatives of the Barb.
Okay, Mary has found another family, the Dennisons. Mary?
This is Irvine R. Dennison, and he died in December 2nd of 1877.
What's his family relationship?
Wait a minute, he was born in...
Just wait.
Elizabeth J. was wife of Irvine R. Dennison, right?
Now, go through that again, Mary.
I don't, I should go through this tomorrow when I have the script in front of me, so that it'll read.
But this could be a barb.
Yes,
Okay.
Elizabeth.
Here's another Dennison. You think you,
Nanny E. Dennison, 1855 to 1949, and Michael H., 1846 to 1928.
possibly a barb?
Yes.
Another view of the church here in this graveyard.
Local wildflowers just behind the church. Just behind the old church. All overgrown with wildflowers. Mary, over by the Munson stones, the Munson and Barb stones. There's the Gracie. And right over here, I believe, is the Barb. Another one of the Barb stones. Mary's found another stone here. What's the history on this, Mary? It's the Bear family?
Yes, this is the Bear family, and I believe that Lida E., wife of Albert Bear, B-E-A-R,
Uh-huh.
is,
What did they do?
Lida is James and Jemima's daughter, I believe.
And she used to write Christmas cards, or?
She used to write birthday cards to Albert because he was in her birthday book. But Lida wasn't because she died in 1903. And my name
And who is this? This is another bear?
C-O-E.
Yeah.
Says,
This is obviously the same family as the bear here that you're looking at.
yeah. And it says C-O period, E period, 93.
Okay, we'll look at a close-up here. Okay, here we have a close-up of the bear tombstone. And again, Mary has some record of these people.
C-O-E.
Here we are. Here we are at the other bear.
9-3 Ohio. Maybe that means Ohio infantry.
Could be.
So he died in action, probably.
This graveyard is still probably pretty active,
Lydia.
as you can see by the flowers. Today is Father's Day. Mary's placing flowers at the barb. Stone.
Oh, that's nice back of the camper.
We'll just bend them around and put them in.
We'll come tomorrow again. I have some other plants to put out.
And here we are on the 19th of June in Argyle Park, State Park here in Illinois. It's a beautiful park. We're camped here overnight, and it's just beautifully maintained all through this area. A few campers here. It's not too crowded. You got a few neighbors, but not bad at all. Mary's inside, straightening up a few things. We got up about 6:30, and we had our coffee and our breakfast, and we're about ready soon to leave for Cothridge to have a look at some of the records on Mary's great-grandparents, the Barbs, here in western Illinois. It's just a beautiful morning. It's about 60 degrees, and this campsite had electrical hookups and that's all, but that's all we need really with the tank. And then we did a dump station yesterday, and so we're all ready for another wonderful day today, looking for the Barb records. We're right here in the Hancock County Courthouse, and we've hit pay dirt. Hancock County Courthouse in Carthage, and Mary's just found some records. What are they, Mary? The marriage records of?
The marriage records of Sarah Jane Barr and James Z. Parker.
And when were they married?
10/20 of 1867. There's very nice paperwork done that she's photostating right now for great-grandma's daughter.
Yeah, it's a
and
wonderful.
my grandmother's sister.
Some wonderful records here.
As long as it's a good one.
It's a good one. Boy, they're great help here at the Hancock County Courthouse. We're just Xeroxing these records, which are probably well over 100 years, right?
Oh yes.
Easily.
This one is from 1879.
Great. Okay, we're going to have a copy made. Wonderful. Here are these wonderful people in the Hancock County Courthouse. Just hold up the original record so we can see. Well, that's a Xerox. The other one is the... yeah, right. That's okay. That's good. Oh.
Just a minute.
Okay. These records, Mary, are what? These are the These are the marriage certificates of what?
The marriage certificates of Mary V. Barr and Eli Munson. She's holding them in the blue.
Yeah.
The blue
So
check.
these are at least, what, over 100 years old?
Yeah, this one is from
Sarah
87.
Jane. Oh, this one is
1880.
This one's 78.
And which Barb, Mary?
1887 is William P. Barr and Elizabeth Jane
Doherty.
Doherty.
Great. Okay, we're signing off. Well, here we are outside after about 3 or 4 hours in the records room of the county clerk. And this is at the Hancock County Courthouse. It's a beautiful, beautiful courthouse and wonderful records. And it was started back in 1902, I believe, and then completed in 1904. Anyway, it's a source of great amount of information, and Mary's real happy. We're now going to go to the Historical Society and have a look at what they have. During this day, we got all the probate and death records and so forth of all the Barb family, a great deal of information. Carthage is one of those nice little towns. I think it's a population of about 10,000, mostly, of course, agricultural, primarily corn. And we see a lot of cornfields everywhere in this area. Well, after we left the Carthage, Courthouse, which is Hancock County Courthouse, we drove over a few blocks away over here to the Kibbe Hancock Heritage Museum, which Mary's in there now, searching out more information on the Barb. She's found a lot. We have a whole card index on the Barb family. Just across the street from the Historical Society is where Joseph Smith, or was it John Smith? Anyway, the Smith of the Mormon Church fame, this is where he was killed. And I asked why he was killed in the main office, and they said, well, for political reasons. But anyway, this is a famous historical site, and Mr. Smith lived in this area. I believe he was the founder of the Church of the Latter-day Saints. I'm now in the Historical Society's lobby. There's a large map here which shows Hancock County, and we'll see if we can spot where the Barb family lived. This is Hancock County, the large map. I'll walk up there and point to Carthage and also to Fountain Green, where the Barb family lived. This is Carthage, the county seat of Hancock County, and here's Fountain Green, where the Majorville Church is located, and and where the Barb family is buried. Just right around that area right there. This is where we were yesterday. This shows a close-up of Fountain Green, and I'm going to point where I think the Majorville Church is located. Right there. There's Fountain Green, and I believe the church is and cemetery are located right in this area right here. But I could be mistaken. Could be down here. Here we have the headquarters of the Historical Society. Oh, Mr. Parker, come in and join me. Tell me a little bit about can you give me a few minutes on the society, when it was founded? This is Mr. Parker.
Oh, it was in 60. Where's Kathy? She knows.
Oh, you know, I see that you're an official here. Anyway, Mr. Parker, I just read about him in his new book, and he says he has about 4 generations of family here. You've been working, right?
6 now.
6 generations, okay. He's a volunteer here and has helped Mary a lot in finding information about the Barb family. What else can you say about this great organization?
Well, we have everybody's a volunteer, and we have lots of members, but short on volunteers.
Well, Mary just became a member. Maybe she'll volunteer some year.
That'd be fine.
Okay.
We'll welcome everybody that can spend a few hours here.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Parker.
Did you ever try
There's
to
Mary
drive
and
one of
Mr.
those with,
Penthouse, is it? Is it Mr. Penthouse?
right-hand drive?
Did I get your name right?
Post office G.
I was told yesterday it was William Penn.
William Penn. Okay. He looks like Mr. Penn. William Penn, the famous man. Anyway, he's a volunteer here too, helping catalog information. And Mary's finding something more about the Barbs back there, right? Yeah. Mr. Parker set her up. You know, she's having great fun. Great. Look at that. So interested she is. What have you found here?
Statewide. John Henry in here? Yeah, sure.
This is the statewide
The statewides aren't right.
index of marriages.
There's none in the BARBE. So this is about it.
This is a very active organization. Many people here,
Yeah.
all assembling records.
Well, there's something
on
else
Hancock
coming that day,
County.
so that's all right, I'll just spread out.
There's a
everything.
complete card index. That's where Mary found the Barb index here at the Historical Society. They're looking at for the census.
It's not here. Why is it not here?
Okay, Don, we'll just look.
60.
Okay, here.
They're looking for the census.
She has 2 of them, and it's the old man.
Mary's located what census is it, Mary? 8?
Hancock County.
What
Do
year?
you have that box?
Yeah, I'll get it. What year is the census?
1870.
1870. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to copy it from this camera. Okay, this is the census record. The top name is James Barb. The second name is Jamaica.
Jemima
Micah.
Barb.
The third,
Jemima Barb.
The third name is
Benjamin.
Benjamin. The fourth name is let's see, Miranda, and the last name there is Susie. This is the 1870 census, 22nd of June, 1870. Now the 2 columns on the left deal with the value of the real estate and the value of the personal property. Real estate is $2,000, property is $1,000. The third column deals with the place of birth, Virginia, 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 Virginia. And then Illinois.
Missouri for the 2 children.
Oh, there were two children. Yeah, two children. The last. Okay, beneath the 4 entries from Virginia are 2 entries from Missouri. So the 2 children, Mary and Miranda, were born in Missouri. The last child, Susie, which would have been Mary's mother's mother, correct? Susie?
My grandmother.
Your grandmother, Susie, she was born in Illinois, right here.
But they don't have a birth
But
record
we
of
have
it.
no birth record.
Okay, we're getting ready to take off here pretty soon, except Mary just discovered another Munson. But we're right here in Carthage. Carthage right here, and we're going to head up to Joetta, which is up this road, and then here to Fountain Green. In Fountain Green, many of the Barbs lived and died.
It's on. Now, here we are, just out of the, we just returned from the Historical Society, had a bite to eat, and went to this little restaurant, and met some people, and lo and behold, in one way or another, they're related to the Barbs. And this gentleman's name is?
Minor Larson.
Minor Larson. This is his wife? Roberta. And Mary brought in her papers, and she showed some of the papers, and there's a person that we're going to see in about 20 minutes or so that is on this sheet of lists of names that Mary's accumulated, so we're going to get more history. But anyway, Orville, it's Orville, right?
My name?
Yeah, no, Roy, right. Great to know you, and I'm going to sign off now, and we'll get together again someday.
I'm Minor.
Well, here we are after meeting Roy and his wife in Carthage, a distant relative. They directed us here to, I think it's Carmelia Larson, who shares the same grandfather to Mary's mother, Grace. A small world. We're just out of Joetta here, or the side road. We're on Route 136. We're going to go in and see them. They're busy looking over old photographs. It's just phenomenal that we would discover these people. And Mary had so many questions.
Okay.
Well, here we are
Susan
inside.
Elizabeth
And
is
Mary's
the one
talking with Carmelia.
is my great
Larson.
grandmother.
She
And so she's 398.
shares the same
So
grandfather
I'm gonna go over
to
here
Grace.
398 and
Is
show
that
you
correct,
where
Mary?
it is.
Let me get this for the record.
We share,
Carmelia and your mother, Grace, share the same grandfather.
yes.
James and Miranda.
Your mother and my mother shared the same grandfather.
And his name was?
James and Jemima Barb.
Is that correct?
James and Jemima Barb had Susan, which was my grandmother, and had William Price Barb. And William Price Barb married Jenny. Jenny had Bessie, her mother.
I guess that's correct. Is that correct?
So they shared.
I don't know.
They shared great-grandparents, but it's not in the same lineage.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now see, Mary Virginia lived right near my name. This is me. Well, she has me all written up already.
Oh, I thought she did.
Yeah, she's go.
A few minutes after we arrived,
Yeah.
Roy and his wife came, the people we met at the restaurant. Small world. Oh, don't worry about that now. This
I
is
want
his
to
wife.
know.
This is his wife.
He's taking you.
Her name is
Okay.
Roberta. And we're all in this nice house just
See,
on
and
Route
this is
136, what?
Siren.
Near
What you're seeing
Joetta
right
or
now.
what?
Tennessee.
This
Near
is Ivor
Tennessee.
Warren Dudall. Ivor Warren Dudall.
Tennessee, Illinois.
There we go.
Tennessee, Illinois. Small world.
See. And this is
We're
me, Mary.
meeting an original Barb right here.
And these are our children. 1936.
Yes, that's
So
right.
you were still quite young.
We went about twice a year, spring and fall. And I thought, what would my folks think if we done went to see them twice a year?
And yet you were not too far away from him? He lived, where did William Price live?
Right up along the McDonough County and Hancock County line. North. He
Yes.
was, when I knew him, he was a bee man, made honey and sold it.
Oh, is that what he was?
What do they call him? I've got it right, I've
Beekeeper?
got a that all wrote up.
beekeeper. You have it all wrote up already?
A story about
Well, she's writing
Now,
a memoirs.
Adair County, he was born in Adair County, Missouri, and that's the same place that James
Nope.
Weatherington.
No, Marcia had that picture.
Okay, this is a
She
picture
sent me a-
from Marcia's book. The lady's name is
I'll send you
Bessie
some.
Barb
But I got
Weatherton. And she is a Barb, and right over here is her daughter, right?
Right,
That's right.
And this is
Carmelie.
Carmelie Weatherington
Weatherington Larson.
Larson. Right, but actually a Barb,
descendant, yeah.
descendant of a Barb. This is a picture from Carmelia's book, and that's her mother and father,
These are the pictures I sent.
correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her mother and father. When was that picture taken? Roughly
Probably 1950.
1950s. And that lady is the lady we just saw earlier in that picture. Carmelia's mother is holding the book given to her by Marcia. And Carmelia said that Marcia and her mother, quote, flew in here one day, and I guess they had a long session. And of course, Marcia, hello Marcia, you had a lot of discussions with Mary on the internet. And it's an interesting thing because we looked at some of these pictures, and some of these pictures are the ones that Mary, in fact, sent you. Yeah, it's a small world.
And this
Where?
was my grandmother.
Yeah, we're looking at the
And
Mary's
this is my grandmother also.
books showing Susan Barb, now Susan Logie.
These are on my other side. This is my father's side of the family, the French side.
Okay, here we are, two Barbs. It'd be too difficult to explain the connection, but they're Barbs.
Descendant.
Descendants of Barbs, and Mary has there a picture of the linkage to the Barbs. And what is his name?
William Price Barb and John William Barb.
Right,
And William Price Barb was her grandfather. Susan Elizabeth was my grandmother.
right.
And that's our relationship.
Okay, so that Barb man that's standing there is your grandfather.
So our great grandparents were Jesse and Jemima.
Okay, but that
James
fellow right
and Jemima
there
Barb.
is the grandfather of Carmelia, right? And also the
Yes.
grandfather of your mother,
I think great grandmother.
our great-grandfather.
Yes.
Okay, well anyway, that's it. I'm going to sign off because we're about ended with this tape. It's great that we met everyone here today. Bye-bye. And here are they. These are the two people we met in the restaurant about 2 hours ago. They're that brought us together. They are,
I'm Minor Larson.
And I'm Roberta Larson.
and this lady that we've been meeting here is what? Your?
My Minor Larson's aunt. She married my dad's brother.
Great.
Horrible.
Okay, well, we're going to end it now before we cut off. Okay, today's date is June 19th, 2000,
Thank you.
in Illinois,
Right.
Carthage.